Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 121 of the Ask the Coach show, where PingSkills answers your table tennis questions. It's Throwback Thursday, so we'll be taking a look at an older video of ours that we think you should take a new look at. In the questions, we discuss serve placement, disguising spin, and the incredible flicks of the Chinese. We also talk about bringing all the shots you've learned together so you can become a better player. I'm Jeff Plum, and as always, with me is Super Coach Alois Rosario. Welcome, Alois.
Thanks, Jeff, and good to be here again tonight. Bit bleary-eyed. Woke up early this morning to watch some soccer, some football. Barca played Bayern this morning, and I think it started about 5 o'clock our time this morning. So, I did miss the first half, though, I must say. But I think it was the better half to miss because Barca scored 3 in the second half and Messi 2 good. Yeah, this especially his second goal, Jeff. Incredible.
Incredible, hey? Messi.
Almost Waldner-esque.
Oh, wow. That's high praise from you, Alois.
It is.
Indeed. Very good. Well, let's jump into the last PingSkills question of the day, which was, if Ma Long were to play Waldner when he was at his best, who would win?
You know what? I hate to say it, but Ma Long would definitely win. The game has progressed so much in the last 10 years. I mean, Waldner, was an absolute magician, but Ma Long, did you see some of those rallies at the Worlds this year? It's just incredible what they're doing nowadays, and I would have to say that Ma Long, in his form now, and Waldner in his form at his best, I think Ma Long would win. What about you, Jeff?
I'm going to have to agree with you. Those rallies were incredible. Just the power, the movement, the balance, the poise. It's just incredible. So, yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. But, it's hard to compare generations, and I think it's almost unfair to compare generations. So, even though Ma Long, I think, would win, in the current one, you still got to appreciate the legends of the past.
Absolutely. And I think that's the key there, Jeff. So, Waldner, if he grew up in this generation, I think he would be as good as Ma Long. But if you just put those two games side by side, I think, the game of today is definitely better than the game of 10 years ago.
Indeed. All right, Alois. Well, let's move on to the PingSkills question of the day, which is an interesting one. It is, should we continue to have the PingSkills question of the day? So let us know your thoughts. Jump onto our website, pingskills.com, click on the blog link, and you'll find all the shows. Leave a comment. Let us know. Should we continue to have the PingSkills question of the day, or should we just get rid of it and just go on with the questions? Love to hear your thoughts. All right, Alois. It is, as I mentioned earlier, Throwback Thursday. What have you got in store for us for Throwback Thursday?
Yeah, we've got one of our videos. It isn't really a technique or anything, but it's the video on keeping the ball low, and it's proved to be really popular because a lot of people just like the simple idea that we use, Jeff. So keeping the ball low is one of the really important tactical things that you can start to think about. Even at a starting beginner level, it's one of those tactics that you can start to think about trying to improve. And a simple tool that we rigged up was to just put 2 pieces of plastic rod that we got attach them to the net and put a string across the net. So about that high over the net to start off with, or you can do it that high over the net, doesn't really matter. And we've just clamped those 2 plastic rods to the net posts with bulldog clips. Really simple idea, and works beautifully well to just start to get you to focus on that important skill improvement of trying to keep that ball a bit lower. So definitely get on there and just take a look at it again. If you haven't seen it, definitely take a look. If you have seen it, just take a look back. Throwback Thursday, give it another look.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, Alice, it's amazing how effective this is. Just having that string there as a guide really focuses your attention, and it's almost like magic. You just instantly start, focusing on that and start getting the ball lower. It's brilliant. So yeah, as Alice said, check it out. All right, now I nearly forgot, Alois, but I have to mention it. The number 121, it's a square, and it is the sum of 3 consecutive primes, 37, 41, and 43.
That's just fantastic, Jeff. Yeah, was really, really wondering about that, actually. Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Always interesting stuff I bring to the table, so that's good. All right, moving on. Tam has asked a question, Alois, and Tam says, is serving into the elbow a good tactic? I notice a lot of the top players do it.
Yeah, and it is. So when Tam's talking about serving into the elbow, what he's meaning is, so I'm a left-hander, so you would be trying to serve the ball into here, or under my armpit in that sort of area. So what that does, and it forces me to make a decision between playing a forehand and a backhand, and it also makes me move a little bit sideways, so this way or that way, to cover the ball with my backhand or with my forehand. So it can be a really effective placement of your serve, especially on a long, fast serve. That can be effective if you jam it right into their armpit there. You also notice that a lot of the time, even on the shorter serves, players are tending to, so if they're serving to a right-hander, they're tending to serve that ball into this sort of area here, again, making them make a decision between that forehand and backhand. So, yeah, it can be a really effective spot to serve to, and it's often one that we forget about. So we sort of think about, we're going to serve it wide, or we're going to serve it to their forehand or to their backhand. Yeah, serving it to that armpit or the elbow area can be really effective.
Yeah, indeed. And good to see, Tam, that you've been watching some of the top players. It's always good to watch them and then emulate what they do. And yeah, serve placement is one of those areas. So yeah, keep on watching those people and keep on experimenting in your own game, and it'll be sure to help you improve. So well done on that, Tam. Next up is a question from T, who says, I've been trying to disguise my topspin serve, but I just do not get the hang of it. What can I do to disguise my topspin serve?
Yeah, so depending on what type of serve that you're doing, T, so there's let's take a look at the pendulum serve, because I think that's probably an easy one to look at to start off with. So with all of your serves, basically your bat is moving in a semicircular type of motion. So with the pendulum, it's starting up there, it's coming down and then going up there. So that's why they call it pendulum serve, because it's like a pendulum on a clock. And you know what, Jeff? A lot of kids today don't know what a pendulum is. If you don't know what a pendulum is, go and look it up.
Google it. Google tells you everything these days, Al.
That's right. Pendulum. Look it up. Anyway, I digress. So thinking about the pendulum serve, if you hit the ball when the bat is on the down swing, you're going to generate some backspin. If you hit the ball when the bat is coming up again, then you're going to generate topspin, because then the ball is going to come up and roll forward that way as you come up on the ball. So a way to disguise it is just by hitting the ball on different parts of your swing. So on the downswing, you get backspin. On the upswing, you get topspin. And the closer you can get that contact to that changing point, so when it's going from down to up, so this area here, the closer you can get the contact there, the harder it is for your opponent to tell what type of spin's on the ball. If you hit it when the bat's going up here somewhere, obviously it's going to be a little bit easier to tell, or if you hit it there on the way down. But if you're hitting it just here as it's coming up or going down, then it does make it more difficult. And that's a good way to disguise that topspin serve. Think about that principle and you can apply it to any of your serves. So the backhand serve, that's the semicircular motion. The tomahawk serve, that's your semicircular motion. So think of it for all those types of serves and see if you can start to add a bit of disguise with your serves.
Yeah, good idea, Alois, and great question, T. And that's a brilliant segue into the PingSkills Premium membership. If you want to take your game to another level, then consider our premium membership. We've got a whole series of videos on serving, and we talk all about the pendulum serve, and a lot of what Alois has talked about there's in there, plus heaps more. Backhand serves, high toss serves, tomahawk serves. And it doesn't just stop with serving. We've got receiving as well, so you can learn how to return all of those serves. We have a 52-week training plan and masterclasses, match strategy videos. So if you want to take your game to the next level, try and check out the premium membership. Just go to pingskills.com. All right, Alois, next up is a question from Romeo. And Romeo wants to know, is the reason why world-class players like Ma Long, Fan Zhendong, and Zhang Jike flick spinny backhand topspin because the ball's too low for them to flick with a flat contact?
Yeah, so the flick that we're talking about here is often the backhand side spin flick, or that spinny type of flick. So if the ball is really low with a lot of backspin, then if you hit the ball flat, it is a very difficult shot to get onto the table, and your margin for error becomes very, very low. So what they're doing is they're starting to add some spin to the ball to get that ball to kick up and over the net. So yeah, that is the main reason that they've developed the reverse backhand, the banana flick. So that's to try and especially combat that really heavy backspin serve, and to be able to attack it off the return.
Yeah, and in terms of table tennis, it's really a relatively new shot, and it's quite incredible the amount of speed they can get on the ball and speed they can get just on their bat movement by getting that wrist right around. I love that shot, Alois.
Yeah, it's a really good new stroke, and as you say, so they're generating a lot of the speed because they're utilizing their wrist all the way from there to there. So it's this right around to there. So when the wrist is moving that much, then the bat is also moving a long way in a very short amount of time, generating a lot of speed and therefore a lot of spin on the ball as well. So we do have a lesson on the backhand side spin flick, so we'll put a link here as well for you, because it's a really interesting shot to try if you haven't tried it out.
All right, sounds good. Next up, Ismael says, hi, I have a problem. I know how to do a topspin forehand and a backhand. I know how to flick, loop, serving, etc. I don't know the way to get better. I know every technique and how to use it, but I don't know how to get better. Could you please help me?
All right. This is a really interesting part of the game now. So, you know, and at PingSkills, we focus a lot on the strokes, you know, like how do you do a forehand? How do you do a backhand? And that is so important. You have to have those basics right before you can move on. But once you do feel fairly confident with that, sometimes your game doesn't feel like you're getting better results because of it. And that is because the transitions between your strokes, understanding when to play each stroke, sometimes takes a while. And that only comes if you put yourself into some game practice situations. So in every training session, you should always play some games. So, you know, you'll do your drills, you'll do your strokes, you'll do your technique, but then at the end, play some games. And also, try to get down to a club. If you don't go to a club, try to get to a club, play different players, learn how to combat different types of spins and all that sort of stuff, and also learn some strategies around how to implement your strokes into the game as well. So it's great if you've got a sensational forehand topspin, but if you never get a chance to use your forehand topspin in a game, then it's basically useless. So you need to find ways and strategies that you can implement so that you're going to be able to use that forehand, you know, like with what type of serve are you going to do, what type of returns you're going to do to set yourself up for your big forehand topspin. So yeah, that's all just part of the game. It's a part of match strategy, finding ways to implement your strengths into a match situation.
Yeah, good answer, Alois. And I guess it can be frustrating if you think you've progressed with your strokes, but it's hard to put into a match. But yeah, using those things that you suggest, playing more matches, visiting players at a club, thinking about match strategy is all going to help.
Yeah, I think one big area that I see a lot of is the transition between the serve and the next ball. So a lot of the time we do, you know, we're good once we get into the rally or, you know, the open rally type of situation. But often we don't even get to that open rally because we haven't practiced serving and then moving to the next ball so that you're ready to make your attack. And then also transitioning between that first lifting type of ball where from the backspin, so you lift. So transitioning from that stroke to the next stroke where you're coming forward and playing against more of a blocking action. So yeah, there's lots to learn with the game. You know, once you've developed your basic strokes, there's lots to learn still. So I mean, I guess it's why this game is so great as well.
Indeed. Yeah, so so it's good you're making progress and learning all the strokes, Ismail, but just, you know, keep at it and try out some of those suggestions that Alois has talked about. And again, I'll just quickly mention the premium membership because we do have match strategy lessons there, which teach you how to play against certain players and how to get, you know, the advantage against different styles. Plus, we have a 52-week training plan, which does talk about, it gives you a training session each week, and that will incorporate some sort of games. And it will also have match drills, which is what Alois was talking about before, where you might start the drill with a serve and then a third ball, so you get used to playing in matches. So yeah, check out the PingSkills Premium membership. All right, well, that wraps up another show, Alois, episode 121, which, as we learned, is a square number. Brilliant. So thanks, everybody, for watching, and thank you, Alois, for all your wise words once again.
Yeah, I can hardly wait to find out what 122 is about, but yeah. Great. See you tomorrow. Oh, actually, we won't see you tomorrow, Jeff.
Oh, we won't either. Yes. We are not doing a show tomorrow on Friday, but we will be back on Monday with show 122. See you all then.
Bye. Hey, guys.